Right, guys, pretty wintry here in Bulgaria. I've just been out and about all morning. Had a fantastic morning sorting things out wise. And I'll just go through a couple of the things because they relate to one of the subjects I talk about, which is cost of living in Bulgaria compared with other places. And the first thing I did this morning was get my car insurance sorted out. Now, I don't get fully comp because it's an old car, oldish anyway for me. Well, it's a Subaru Outback all-wheel drive 2.5 litre or 2.3. I think it's 2.5 actually. 2008, I think, is the year. And for a year's insurance, 1 year insurance in Bulgaria, it's €150. 150 euros or £128. £128 for a year. And that's with a green card where you can go as often as you want all over Europe. I think the only place it doesn't cover is Kosovo. I'm not sure about that. So, I mean, that's no hardship. I can go around Kosovo if I'm going anywhere. So that's pretty good. Green card all over Europe, everywhere. Now you try and get that in the UK, that insurance for a Subaru Outback 2008. £128. So I was quite pleased with that, and it hasn't gone up from last year. It was exactly the same price. Exactly. So that's a good thing. When things don't go up all the time, you know, things are, you can tell people are shopping around and, you know, having a look at these things. And here they just can't get away with just doing that. Because people are just more aware, I think, anyway. And, you know, they don't accept things as readily. So the other thing I did was get a gas bottle exchange, which was, I think it was about the same price as last time, which was 29 lev, right? Which is, I've just got it here now, because the pound is strong against the euro at the moment. Is £12.27 for a gas bottle. Not the huge ones, you know, the standard size, smaller ones. Not the tiny ones. I think that's about 13 kg or 10 to 13 kg, something like that. So there's two sizes, but I think they only put the same amount in both. So I'm guessing it's 10 kg. So that was £12.27 LPG for a gas bottle exchange. Now I think that's cheap compared with the UK and the insurance. So these are the things. I mean, I had a comment the other day about food in Bulgaria not being dirt cheap, and it never has been. And I always say that. And if you listen, I always say the food here is not dirt cheap. It's not. What is dirt cheap is other things. If you're a smoker, which I'm not, it's dirt cheap. It's absolutely dirt cheap. 6 lev. It's less than £3 a packet cigarettes, 20 ciggies, and there's a bottle of gin which I didn't buy in Lidl for 10 lev. Now let's just I'll just feed that into the converter. £4.23 for a bottle of gin, and it's actually German. It's from Germany. So you know, it's not going to be garbage from Germany. I don't think anyway. Not much is. You know, they have quite stiff regulations on brewing, especially beer. I know they have tight regulations on that and checks, and so £4.23 for a 0.70 bottle of gin, which I didn't buy. And I got a carton of Spanish wine, which was, I think it was 11 or 12. Let's put in 12. 3 litres. 3 litres of wine is £5. Exactly. £5.7. 3 litres, and that's 4 bottles for a fiver. Spanish wine, Tempranillo. So I mean, and I think it's 12%. So these are the other things what's cheaper here. You know, food has always been on par, and it is all over Europe actually. There's not much difference in food. There might be micro differences in certain products, like eggs, here, there, and everywhere, and bread's about the same. It's in a range, and most things are. You know, you can get some cheaper things here, as everywhere. You know, olive oil is much cheaper than here in the UK. Things like that. There are anomalies like that, and butter has gone through the roof here. I did get one in the Oops section, in the reduced section at Deluxe butter, and it was that which I was hoping for. But it wasn't cheap. It was, and I don't know what it is in the UK at the moment. So that was butter, 250 grams. Now some of these clever people are now doing, like, it looks exactly the same. They're doing 200 grams of butter instead of 250. You know, and I was looking at one section, and it was this Pilos. I think it's Greek. It's a Greek maker, maybe German. But they had 2 prices on the butter, and I was thinking, why is that? It's the same butter. And then I clicked. There it is. They think they're clever. Well, they are clever, because most people won't take any notice. So you got to work it out then. Price per kilo. You know, the butter. And there was one that was 200 grams and one was 250, and it was the same butter, but there was one lev difference. So work that out, and which it didn't, because I don't like it. I get the Irish butter, even if it's a bit dearer. Just bite the bullet. I'll save it on something else by not buying it. There's something else. So that was, it's around about now, let's call it 6 lev, which isn't cheap for butter. It's not cheap, and I've thought about making it myself. £2.53, £2.53 British pounds, and I'm not sure what it is in Asda's and that, but it's I'm sure it'll be a lot cheaper than that. So, and butter's always, because it's not an everyday thing here, butter. People don't don't go for it like we do in the UK, you know. They tend to cook with sunflower oil, and they don't have butter on bread or toast. They don't have butter on bread or toast. So it's quite a smaller market, so that's why it's probably expensive. as is the British bacon. But like, these are the things which I'll break the bank for, you know, because and just cut back on other things, you know. Well, not cut back. I don't cut back on anything food-wise. But like, okay, you make savings on things like wine, you know, and you could say, well, you don't have to drink wine, which you don't. You don't have to do anything, really. But like, so that was a good morning. With the car insurance, I mean, I've saved, how much have I saved there? I mean, I was paying for these types of cars. Like, I had this kind of car. I always like a 2.5 litre car. That's what I've always gone for. I don't like small engine cars. They just struggle, in my opinion. I like cruisers and bigger engines, and that's my choice. And so I always go for over 2 litres. But like the next car I'm going to get is probably going to be 2 litre diesel. And they have good power on the good engines on the Skodas, and it's a bulletproof engine. It's the one they use in the Volkswagens as well. But the Volkswagen have updated them, but the Skoda have recognised that these are bulletproof, so they just stuck with the same engine. Why change it? It's bulletproof. It's like I drive a Yeti on our road trips. Absolutely fantastic engine. Absolutely pulls like a train, and it's like it's got 350,000 kilometres on it now. 350,000 kilometres on this 2 litre Skoda, and it pulls like a train, you know, full. We've just had a car full of people and full of wine. They bought a ton of wine from down South Bulgaria again, and just you just don't notice it. And I drive it, and I'm driving up mountains, you know, and it just pulls and pulls and pulls. It never affects it, you know. Where if it was a small engine, it would be crying, you know, screaming up these mountains. But so yeah, so that was a fantastic morning. I'm quite buoyant actually after that, getting the insurance sorted, and because I thought it would go up actually. I was expecting the insurance to be hiked, and it wasn't. Exactly the same price as last year. I mean, you can't complain about that. So that's what that was. Just repeat it again, in case you didn't catch it. It was £128 for a year. Unlimited green card. Go anywhere in Europe, including the UK, and which is even outside the EU now. But unlimited green card. I can go anywhere, anytime, all over Europe, including Ukraine, if I wanted to, which I'm kind of, I'll give that like a miss, like I'll body swerve that. But there are things, you know, it swings and roundabouts, ups and downs, and the downs are like butter. And you can get it on offer, and when it's on offer, I go for it, you know, I buy a load of it. So, and I got, as I say, I got the deluxe one today. I don't know whether it's the one with sea salt in, which is fantastic, because you get the little crystals in the butter. It's beautiful. So that's what we're on at the moment, and I've made a huge batch yesterday of spaghetti bolognese, and it turned out fantastic as usual. So I've got that. I've got 4 batches of that, but it won't have it 4 days on the run, because you kind of get spaghetti bolognese like overdose I'll have it today again, and then I may even go crazy tomorrow and have another steak. We'll see. Because I've only been eating beef for the last week and a half, and I've been away a couple of days in between, and I'm enjoying the beef because I don't have it all the year round, you know. In the summer, I tend to eat fish and chicken, you know. So I'm happy chappy today, and the only next big expense, well, it's not big, it's nothing, is getting the car MOT'd, which is in a week's time, on the 12th of December. And that's it then for the year. And I've got enough cash to get me through December now. So I'm looking at, I checked the figures in the bank yesterday, just for the purposes of this video, and I know more or less anyway, and I don't really watch it because I don't have to. But just for information wise, I'm heading for less than I thought. Actually, it's going to be less than 5,500 euros for the year. Everything, including this car insurance, including 5 cubic meters of firewood, which is seasoning, which will be actually not next year's, but be the year after. So I'm paying today's prices for 2 years' time. Firewood for heating. So I know what I'm paid. I know what I'm paying 2 years ahead. So it's fantastic, you know. Firewood's good in that respect, because you're paying now, use later instead of buy now, pay later. It's the other way around. For the frugal people, it's fantastic, because I know what I've paid now for my power, my heating for 2 years ahead, and it's comforting to know, because there can't be any hikes now for me between now and 2 years' time if I'm still here. So firewood's great in that respect. It really is. If anything that you buy ahead, like the gas, that gas now, I've got 3 bottles now, and that'll last me now till that's even now for till the end of next year. I've got enough bottled gas, because I only do the cooking on that, and most of the cooking now is done on the wood burner, or I'm using the air fryer a lot, a hell of a lot. Because I think it's fantastic for cooking stuff, you know. Once you get used to it, it really is. The air fryer is the way forward, and they're economical. They really are. You know, my electric bill hasn't moved the needle, and I use that thing all the time, the air fryer, and so that's been a big revelation this year. An air fryer. So if you're frugal, get one of them. And it really, really is. I mean, you know, it's been a big plus this year. The air fryer, one of the best. Okay, so that's just a few more little things on cost of living in Bulgaria, and little wins. I've had 3 wins today. Think about it. The insurance. And what were the other ones? Can't remember now. The wine, and what else did it do? Can't remember. I must be getting delirious with the with the happiness. Oh, the gas bottle. I'm having trouble here keeping up. So that was the 3 wins today. Wine, gas bottle, insurance. I've saved thousands. Well, hundreds, let's say, on the insurance. Oh, what I was going to say is, this is 5 years ago. I haven't been in the UK for 5 years. And my last insurance, and it was like this every year, was £1,000 a year. For the same type of cars. That's what I go for. I always go for estate cars and about 2.5 litre. Whatever they are, Volvo, Audi, whatever. Subaru. Always the same kind of engine, size, same age. About 15 years or 10 years plus, at least. At least 10 years plus. And it was always £1,000 a year. And that was 5 years ago. Don't know what it is now. Okay. Cheers.